Alright, kiddos, in your goal sheets, today we are doing Chapter 4, Section 2, write an equation in slope-intercept form given the slope and 1 point, or given 2 points. Don't forget to record your homework score from last night. Alright, let's activate some prior knowledge here. I've got a question for you. What do you think is the minimum information we need to know in order to write an equation in y equals mx plus b? Well, we know we need to fill something in for m, and we know we need to fill something in for b. How can we find out the slope? Well, they could just give it to us. How else could we find out the slope? If we have two ordered pairs, can we find the slope? You betcha. All you gotta do is subtract the y's, subtract the x's, and you've got your slope. So two options. Either they give us the slope, or we need two ordered pairs. How about the b? The y-intercept, remember, is always going to have a 0 for x. So if they give us an ordered pair that has a 0 for x, that's our y-intercept. Alright, so you're getting the idea here. What we're going to do today is we're going to write an equation given the slope and a point. Okay? And we're going to write that equation in y equals mx plus b. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. You know we're using y equals mx plus b. It says write an equation of a line that passes through the point 2, -3 with a slope of 1/2. So obviously we can write 1/2 in instead of m. Now at this point in time, we don't know the y-intercept. This ordered pair here is not a y-intercept. However, we can use it to find the y-intercept. Remember, an ordered pair is written x comma y. And notice what we have right here. An x and a y. So instead of y, I'm going to write -3 equals 1/2. Instead of x, I'm going to write 2. And then the plus b. Now, in order to find out what b is, all we have to do is solve for b. So I'm solving the equation. -3 equals, what's 1/2 times 2? It's 1 plus b. Then I need to get that b alone, so I subtract 1 from both sides. I'm left with -4 equals b. Now I can write y equals mx plus b because I know that my slope is 1/2 and my b is -4. My final answer, the slope-intercept form of the line. Not too bad, right? Let's try another example. Alright, so we know that we're dealing with y equals mx plus b, right? Again, they've given us the slope, so we can plug that in instead of m. So m is going to be -3. And they've given us an ordered pair x comma y. So 1 goes in for x. We don't know b. And our y is 4. We solve that equation to find b, our y-intercept. And we find out that b equals 7. So my final answer is y equals m, which is -3, x plus b, which is 7. Pretty easy, right? Okay, let's try another example with some slightly different information. Okay, so this problem here gives us two ordered pairs. What didn't they give us? They didn't give us slope. So if they don't give you slope, how are you going to find slope? Easy. Remember, it's the rise over the run. So you take the y's and you subtract them over the x's and you subtract them. Now this bad boy has a ton of negatives. Let's do some keep, change, change. Keep, change, change. That's way easier. It's -4 plus 8 and -3 plus 2. So my slope is -4. So I'm going to plug in to my equation the information that I have. Remember, we're dealing with y equals mx plus b. Instead of m, I'm going to write -4. And then in order to find my b, I need to plug in an x and a y. You can pick either point, whichever one's prettier to you. This one has smaller numbers, so that's the one that I'm going to use. So instead of x, I write -3. And instead of y, I write -4. All I have to do now is solve. That gives me 12. I need to subtract 12 from both sides. That gives me -16 equals b. So now all I have to do is write my final equation using all of the information I found. So y equals, remember m was -4, x, and b, the y-intercept, was -16. Final answer. Not bad, right? Alright, let's do it one more time. So I've got two ordered pairs. I'm going to write an equation into y equals mx plus b. And so the first thing I need to figure out is the n. So I'm going to do -2 minus 4 over 6 minus 3. That gives us -6 over 3, which simplifies to -2. Now I pick whichever point I think is prettier. This one has no negatives, so it makes me happy. So I plug in for y, the 4 equals, remember, m is -2, x is 3 plus b, and I just have to solve that for b. Add 6 to both sides, so 10 equals b. Now I plug in my m and my b into y equals mx plus b. I knew you'd think this is easy. Alright, why don't you give this one a try on your own? We've got a table of ordered pairs, so it's the same thing as having a -1, 3 and a 2, 6. It's just represented in a table. And you're going to write an equation. Go ahead, give it a try. Push pause and try it on your own. Okay, so remember, we got to find slope. 3 minus 6 over -1 minus 2. That gives us a +1. Now we're going to write into our y equals mx plus b, the ordered pair that we think is prettier. I think this guy's pretty. Honestly, it doesn't matter which one you use. You will still get the same answer. Alright, so I'm going to put in a 6 for y. My m was 1. Putting in a 2 for x. And I'm solving for b. So 6 equals 2 plus b. subtract 2 from both sides. 4 equals b. Final step, plug it all in. So y equals m was 1, x plus 4. Alright, so let's see. A, B, C, or D. Whoa! We didn't do anything wrong. They must have done something wrong. We need a multiple choice answer. None of the above. I know we didn't do anything wrong. I paused the video and I double checked it. I don't know where that table came from. It's all screwed up, but we solved the problem correctly. Just ignore those possible answers. The correct answer is y equals 1x plus 4. Alright, off you go. Let's do some homework. You got to do 4 of each type of problem. That's the first example we went over, and this is the second example we went over. Good luck, and we'll see you later.